We usually think of health as this simple on-off switch. You're either healthy or you're not, but what if that's not right at all? What if your health, right at this very moment, is actually this delicate dance, a balancing act between two incredibly powerful hidden forces that are always at play inside your body? You know this feeling, right? Some days you wake up and you're just on fire, ready to take on the world. And other days, well, you're just dragging yourself from one moment to the next. It's not like you're sick necessarily, but you just don't feel right. That feeling of being out of sync is actually the first clue to uncovering these two hidden forces we're going to talk about. So on one side of the coin, you have those days where you feel resilient, you're sharp, you're focused, and on the other side, you're slammed with fatigue and that classic, frustrating brain fog. These aren't just random mood swings. They are the direct result of which of these two core forces is winning the tug-of-war inside your body on any given day. Okay, so the big idea that ties all this together, it's something called duality. Now, this isn't some lofty philosophical concept, it's a fundamental law of nature. It basically says that opposites, like hot and cold or light and dark, they aren't just in conflict with each other. They're actually partners. They're two sides of the same coin, and both are absolutely essential for life to even exist. I mean, just look around you. You see this everywhere. Day gives way to night. The seasons shift from the growth of spring to the quiet rest of winter. The tides rise and fall with the moon. Nature doesn't just pick one and stick with it. It thrives in the rhythm between them. And here's the kicker. Our bodies aren't separate from this. We're part of this same natural law. All right, so let's dig in and meet the first of these two big forces. We're going to call it potential. Think of this as your body's ultimate life reserve. It's the very source of all your vitality. Potential energy is basically your stored capacity to do, well, everything. It's the power you need to heal a cut, to think clearly through a problem, to adapt when things get stressful. Think of it like a fully charged battery, or maybe a bank account for your life force. Every single thing your body does, from a heartbeat to a creative thought, draws from this reserve. And what's so cool is that this potential isn't just stashed away in one spot. It's multi-layered. We literally store it in the chemical bonds of the food we eat. It's held as an electrical charge inside our trillions of cells. It's in the physical strength of our muscles and our bones. And this is amazing. It's even stored in how orderly and coherent our thoughts are. It is literally everywhere inside of us. Okay, but you know how it goes. For every force, there's got to be a counterforce, right? So if potential is the energy you build up in store, then entropy is the constant tax you have to pay just for the privilege of being alive. So what is entropy? Well, it's this fundamental law of the universe that says everything, and I mean everything, naturally tends to move from a state of order toward disorder. Every breath you take, every thought you have, every beat of your heart creates a tiny bit of metabolic waste, a little bit of internal noise. This isn't some kind of design flaw. It's just the cost of doing business in the universe. It's the force that's always slowly draining your battery. And you know this feeling intimately. Think about the end of a really long, stressful day. That feeling of being completely wiped out, mentally foggy, physically heavy, that's not just you being tired, That is the physical feeling of entropy piling up in your system faster than your body can clear it away. So we've got potential, the builder, and entropy, the taxman. The real magic and the true secret to health happens in the delicate dance between these two, playing out every single second right inside your own body. The best biological example of this is your metabolism. It really has two different modes. First, there's anabolism. That's the builder phase. It's taking nutrients and creating order by repairing tissue and storing energy for later. Then there's catabolism, the burner phase. This is when your body breaks down molecules to release that stored energy so you can actually do stuff. One builds potential, the other, by its very nature, creates entropy. And this right here is the absolute key. Neither of these processes is good or bad. You have to break things down to create the energy to live, and you have to build things back up to recover and get stronger. Real, vibrant health isn't about trying to get rid of one or the other. It's all about maintaining a healthy, dynamic rhythm between them. So what happens when that rhythm gets thrown off? When entropy starts to win out day after day, week after week? Well, it's almost never a sudden crash. It's more like a slow, quiet drift into disorder. It starts with really subtle things. Maybe your sleep isn't as restful, or you have a little more brain fog. Then you notice that fatigue just kind of hangs around a little longer after a workout. Over time, your whole system feels the strain. Your immune system gets confused, and eventually, chronic conditions stop being a surprise and become the predictable, logical outcome of that sustained imbalance. And hey, this isn't just about your body. The exact same duality is running the show in your mind. You have excitatory processes in your brain that fuel focus, motivation, and action, and you have inhibitory processes that quiet all that mental noise, create calm, and let you recover. If you get too much excitation, you get anxiety. Too much inhibition, you can drift toward depression. Mental well-being, just like physical well-being, is a game of balance. Now, I know this might sound a little, a little heavy, but here's the really hopeful part. If the problem is simply a loss of rhythm, then the solution is simply to restore it. Healing isn't about fighting a brutal war against your body. It's about learning the steps to rejoin the dance. I mean, think about how powerful that reframe is. To stop seeing illness as some random, unlucky attack, and instead see it as a clear message from your body. It's feedback. It's your biology telling you, hey, the balance between building our potential and managing all this entropy has been disrupted. It's a signal to stop, pay attention, and make a change. So, how do we actually do it? How do we restore that balance? We do it by pulling on these 7 powerful levers. These are the practical, everyday tools that you have at your disposal to consciously manage that delicate balance between potential and entropy. From the way you breathe, to the food you eat, to the quality of your relationships, every choice you make is either adding to your energy reserve or it's making a withdrawal. This is where you get to take back control. And this really just wraps it all up perfectly. The goal isn't to somehow create a life that's totally free of stress or challenge, because that's impossible. The real goal is to build up so much potential energy and to develop the wisdom to navigate the natural rhythms of life, honoring both the cycles of building up and breaking down. That is the true art of living well.